Good morning, crime community. I was going to read out Emily Dickinson's poems about nature, but I've decided to skip that chapter and I'm going right into the first series of poems called Time and Eternity. One dignity delays for all, one mitred afternoon. No one avoid this purple, none evade this crown. Coach it ensures and footmen, chamber and state and throng. Bells also in the village as we ride grand along. What dignified attendance, what service when we pause. How loyally our parting, their 100 cats they raise. How pomp surprising ermine, when simple you and I present our meek escutcheon and claim the rank to die. Too late. Delayed till she had ceased to know, delayed till in its vest of snow her bosom, loving bosom lay, an hour behind the fleeting breath, later by just an hour than death, oh lagging yesterday. How could she have guessed that it would be? Could but a crier of thee has climbed the distant hill, had not the bliss so slow a pace, who knows but this surrendered face were undeath still? Or if there may be parting be, and forgot by victory in her imperial round, show them this meek apparelled thing that could not stop to be king, doubtful if it be crowned. Astra Castra, departed to the judgment, a mighty afternoon, grand clouds like ushers learning, creation looking on, the flesh surrendered, cancelled, the bodiless begun, two worlds like audience disperse and leave the soul alone. Safe in their alabaster chambers, untouched by morning and untouched by noon, sleep the meek members of the resurrection, rafter of Satan and roof of stone. Light laughs the breeze in her castle of sunshine, babbles the bee in a stolid ear, pipe the sweet birds in ignorance cadence. Ah, what sagacity perished here? Grand go the years of the crescent above them, worlds scoop their arcs and firmaments row, diadems drop, the doges surrender, soundless of dots in a disk of snow. On this long storm the rainbow rose, on this late morn the sun, the clouds like listless elephants, horizon straggled down. The birds rose smiling in their nests, the gales indeed were done. Alas, how heedless were the eyes of whom the summer shone, the quiet nonchalance of death, no daybreak can bestir, the slow angel's syllables must awaken her. Fremcum chrysalis. My cocoon tightens, colors tease. I'm feeling with the air. A dim capacity for wings degrades the dress I wear. A power of butterfly must be the aptitudes to fly. Meadows of majesty concedes and easy sweeps of sky. So I must baffle at the hint and cipher at the sign and make much blunder if at last I take the clue divine. Setting sail. Exultation is the going of an island soul to sea, past the houses, past the headlands, into deep eternity. Bred as we among the mountains, can the sailor understand the divine intoxication of the first league out from land? Look back on time with kindly eyes, he doubtless did his best. How softly sinks his trembling sun on human nature's west. A train went through a burial gate, a bird broke forth and sang, and trilled and quivered and shook his throat till all the churchyard rang, and then adjusted his little notes and bowed and sang again. Doubtless he thought it meet of him to say goodbye to men. I died for beauty, but was scarce adjusted in the tomb, when one who died for truth was slain in an adjoining room. He questioned softly why I failed. For beauty, I replied, and I for truth. The two are one. We brethren are, he said, and so as kinsmen might a night, we talked between the rooms until the moss had reached our lips and covered up our names. Troubled about many things. How many times these low feet staggered, Only the solden mouth can tell. Try, can you stir the awful rivets? Try, can you lift the halves of steel? Stroke the cool forehead, hot so often. Lift, if you can, the listless hair. Handle the amantine fingers, never a thimble more shall wear. Buzz the dull flies in the chamber window. Brave shines the sun through the freckled pane. Fearless the cobweb swinging from the ceiling. Indolent housewife in Daisy's Lane. Real. I look I like a look of agony because I know it's true. Men do not shame convulsion nor stimulate a throe. The eyes glance once, and that is death, impossible to feign. The beads upon the forehead, by homely anguish strung. The funeral. The short potential stir that each can make but once. The bustle so illustrious, tea is almost consequence. That the eclat of death, O thou unknown renown, but not a beggar would accept that he the power to spurn. I went to thank her, but she slept. Her bed was funneled stone, with nosegays at the head and foot the travelers had thrown. We went to thank her, but she slept. Tea was short to cross the sea, to look upon her like alive, but turning back 'tis was slow. I've seen a dying eye run round and round a room in searching of something as it seems, then cloudier become, and then obscure with fog, and then by soldiering down, without disclosing what it be, T were blessed to have seen. Refuge. The clouds their backs laid together. Laid, the north began to push, the forest galloped till they fell, the lightning skipped like mice, and thunder crumpled like a stiff. How good to be safe in tombs, where nature's temper cannot reach, nor vengeance ever comes. I never saw a moor, I never saw the sea, yet know I how the heather looks, and what a wave must be. I never spoke with God, nor visited in heaven, yet certain am I of the spot, as if the chart were given. To know just how he suffered would be dear, and know if any human eyes were near, to whom he could entrust his wavering gaze, until it settled firm in paradise. To know if he was patient, part content, was dying as he thought, or different. Was it a pleasant day to die, and did the sunshine face his way? What was his furthest mind, or home, or God, or what the distance say? At news as he sees human nature on such a day, and wishes, had he any, just his sigh assented, to have been legible to me, and he was confident until ill fluttered out in everlasting well, and if he spoke, what name was best, what first, what one broke off with at the drowiest, was he afraid or tranquil, might he know how consciousness could grow till love was that was, and love to bless to be, meet the junction of be eternity. The last night that she lived, it was a common night, except this dying, this to us made nature different. We noticed smallest things overlooked before. By this great light upon our minds, italized as it were. The others could exist, while she finished quite, a jealousy for her rose, so nearly infinite. We waited while she paused, and it was narrow time to jostle out our souls to speak. At length the notice came. She mentioned and forgot, then lightly as a reed, bent to the water, shivered scarce, consented, and was dead. And we placed the hair and drew the head erect, and then an awful leisure was our faith to regulate. I think we will end it here and leave time and eternity for another day, because we never know how long any's going to be here in this moment of time and ever-present time and space, which will lead us all to eternity. So we pray for peace again, and have some love, and have a nice day.